All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Delusional Fan with Geraghty McCloud. Chris Geraghty here, Ryan McCloud there. Both of us kind of still reeling over the Dwayne Wade news we just got. I think Ryan's already ordered 2 jerseys, so
we wanted one, right?
Yeah, I wanted one.
I mean, they don't know the number yet. I think it's going to be 3. McBuckets will have to give that up, but
I guess.
Yeah.
But fun show today so far with them, the NBA, with
Usually
UFC.
We don't have breaking news that we talk about like
and
that.
breaking news
Cool.
is great. Right now, we're going to have a little bit of fun. I wanted us to give our bold prediction, of course, sure to go wrong, because anytime anybody makes a bold prediction, it crashes famously. But
right.
I believe all 3 of mine can happen and will happen. So that's what I want to do. We'll give our predictions for what's going to happen in this year's, so 2016, 2017 NFL season, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
See if we agree or disagree. So
it's always fun to make predictions.
I will actually let Ryan this time. I want to know your first bold prediction for this season in the NFL. What do you think is going to happen?
Very good. So I'm starting with. I'm going to start with this. My first bold prediction, sure to go wrong. I think Andrew Luck is going to continue to struggle this year.
Okay.
He was hurt last year. I get all that.
But what's the prediction though? Is it just struggle, or like I
think Andrew Luck will continue to struggle, and there will be there's going to be some slight panic / regret about the big contract.
About the big contract. Okay.
Yeah. I just, Andrew Luck's very good. Even his, I'm not calling him a bad quarterback when I say that. He's still one of the premier quarterbacks when I say that. I just think he hasn't really progressed a ton in his first 5 years or so. Do you agree with that or no?
No.
You disagree?
Well, here's why I disagree.
He's had one really good year, that 40 touchdown. He still had 16 picks, and maybe I'm just comparing it to Aaron and like the low pick, high touchdown count, but it's not. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
No,
wait, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here, you weren't here last week, and we actually had a similar discussion about Andrew Luck. Alex Bruni thought that the Andrew Luck contract was outrageous, and my argument was, if you find a franchise quarterback, no matter what, you just pay him. I said I would pay Andrew Luck whatever money he wanted to come to the Bears, and I'd give him that contract. I said, and I gave him a scenario. I said, let's say Aaron Rodgers gets that 5th concussion. Doc says you can't play anymore.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that you're not going to pay Andrew Luck $150 million to come and quarterback the Packers if you get a chance to get him? And then Bernie went on this whole diatribe about, I'll take Brett Hundley over Andrew Luck, like just some BS crap. But listen, the reason I disagree with what you said not progressing is I think the team hasn't progressed. The offensive line has been terrible. They have no running game. They really haven't had great wide receivers. Mm-hmm. I mean, Reggie Wayne is past his prime. Obviously, so he wasn't there for him.
Yeah.
I don't think the reason he's playing not as well as everybody hoped he would is, I think it's because the team around him is so bad he just can't make up for it.
And I would agree with a lot of that. I totally agree with the fact that he hasn't been on a great team. Most, and great quarterbacks make up for that stuff, and he has. He's overcome a lot of that.
They went to an AFC title game.
To an AFC title game, got rolled.
Yeah.
And nonetheless, and that's irrelevant. They got there. I just feel like, and if you watch some of the clips of him, there's just things that he does that aren't that I feel like he shouldn't be doing in year 5 or year 6.
Maybe
it's some double coverage throws. And again, that could come back to trying to make up and do too much for the team that he's on. I just think he's going to have and honestly, injuries are kind of coming into the fold for him at this point too.
He was. I mean,
you can't avoid a ruptured spleen, but there's shoulder, there's knee, there's a lot. Is this got to look out for?
Is this the David Carr syndrome?
I don't think it's that bad. And David Carr has never had as much success. I know what you mean by that.
But David Carr was a talented quarterback that got so beat up.
I think that's kind of an excuse for David Carr, though. Is that I'm just saying
most sacked quarterback over a 4-year period?
Yes, without a doubt. And again, I'm agreeing with the fact that he was around nothing but losers.
Yeah.
But he's still never. What did we just agree on? That a great quarterback and a franchise-changing quarterback, like I do think Andrew Luck is, overcome that and make up for those deficiencies. David Carr never did that, even if it was that bad. So anyway.
All right. But that's an interesting one because it's very much. I think it's actually very possible. But I think it's more the team than him.
Okay. Good.
All right.
So fire away. Yeah.
Okay. My first one. I think Aaron Rodgers this year will have more interceptions than ever before in his career. I think this is the year that he has the most interceptions he's ever had, and he probably will double up any other year he's ever had.
Most he's ever had. That'd make it 13 in 1 year?
Yep.
Okay.
Reason why...
I'm just saying, he set the bar low.
He did set the bar low.
Right.
But I'm telling you, if he throws 13 picks,
ya.
people are going to be like, what the hell's wrong with him?
I wouldn't, but yes.
Here's the reason. Number one, the Vikings defense could be the best defense in the league next year. Bears made a huge turnover in their defense to where they really get some great linebackers. Their cornerbacks are growing up a little bit. They still need some safety help. There's some safety up there. But the Lions defense is always usually solid. So he's got to play those teams, obviously, 6 times.
Yep.
I think he throws more picks this year. And I also, this is part of this prediction, Jordy Nelson does not come back to his full 100% health. Okay. I think that knee injury is so devastating, not only physically but mentally, that he won't run the routes he ran before.
Okay.
Maybe not this year, maybe next year.
Okay.
But this year, if you think about what makes Jordy Nelson great other than his Chris Carter-like hands, he's probably the best route runner there is. Yeah. And to be the best route runner, you have to trust your body.
Cut and all that. Hey, all I can say, that's fine. And granted, and you know I'm going to defend that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The beauty of what happened with Jordy is that it happened in the first preseason game. He'll have over a year to recover from this, which this day and age, torn ACL is actually a very not routine, but it's a very common injury to have happen. Players are a lot more accustomed to coming back from that, and so I'm not worried about Jordy. I think with the time he's had,
there's medical recovery and there's mental recovery.
Of course, and again, I think he's smart enough to kind of get through that, and we've gotten into this before. There's players that we can go through, and not a handful that have gotten back to that same level. So if you want to talk about the exact same level, maybe not, but I don't think it's going to be as big a concern unless, of course, he, knock on wood, re-injures it.
Okay.
But with Aaron, all I can say is that wouldn't be shocking to me because he's only thrown 12 picks. That's the most he's ever thrown in 1 year. So, yes, that's possible.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's your number 2?
Number 2 is actually flip side to what you just said.
Great.
Aaron Rodgers is going to win his 3rd MVP this year.
Okay. All right.
And
actually,
I think this is 3 straight that aren't totally far-fetched, but you know what I mean? Aaron is, I just think there are so many things, and we did get into this again, this same topic as well before. There was a lot of, last year was such an anomaly and such a weird season in terms of the offensive line play. Aaron did have a bad year. I think you appreciate that I'm one of the few Packer fans you talk to that admits that.
Yeah,
because his numbers don't say that, but his play did say that.
I don't think he had a bad year. I think he was hurt.
I think for a 10-game stretch,
difference.
I think for a 10-game stretch, you never said you were hurt until the end of the year, and so I'm not letting you
tell by his mechanics he was hurt.
I'm not letting him off. He had a bad year, injury or not. And again, he set the bar high enough that I can call that a down year, and I can say that. I think he will return with Jordy. I think Devontae doesn't decline. That actually is something that goes with that, kind of like yours. I don't think Devontae slumps again this year. I actually think he'll return to what he was his rookie year.
Devontae won't play this year.
I think he will. I do. I think he's going to have to be a part of it.
So in Rapid Fire last week, Alex Bruni asked me who I thought was going to be MVP.
Of the league.
Of the league.
Yeah.
I said Ben Roethlisberger.
That's a
bold
prediction.
Reason being is because he's got the best wide receiver and arguably one of the best running backs. And if they're healthy, there's no reason he shouldn't be MVP. Because honestly, Antonio Brown's better than anybody the Packers have right now.
Offensive line play will come into that.
Right. But Ben has always taken mediocre offensive lines.
Yeah,
and
right. He's so good at.
But Le'Veon Bell is really going to be the key if they can establish any sort of running game.
He's got to stay healthy too. Yeah, and that goes with that. Yeah, you could tie Eddie into that too. They need to have a run game for him to have the kind of success that he'll need. Well, anyway.
All right. So my number 2.
Yeah.
Zeke Elliott will lead the league in rushing this year as a rookie.
Oh, I've heard a lot of good things. I have. I mean, he's looking like an absolute beast right now.
Not only is he a beast, but he's going to be playing behind the best running offensive line there is. So, and that might not even be that bold, to be honest with you. But what was bold about it, in my opinion, was
leading rusher is
a rookie.
As a rookie, yeah.
As a rookie.
I mean, that's bold. I don't. You got Le'Veon Bell and you've got Adrian Peterson and you've got other guys out there.
Right.
Absolutely. I think that's bold.
I think the only thing that derails that is another Romo injury.
Yeah, then they're leaning on the run. Then they're just easy.
Because they still have
sniff
yet to
out.
find a backup quarterback that can scare defenses like Romo
Yeah,
does.
yeah, keep the defense on their heels. Absolutely.
And Dez just falls apart without a quarterback, obviously.
Yeah.
He really does. He doesn't lead that team worth crap.
Oh, come on. He's like a Westbrook in terms of, he's actually worse than that. He's worse than Westbrook.
Okay.
Westbrook's never been like that.
I agree.
Yeah.
All the talent in the world, but you're not going to lead your team.
Right.
All right. So that's my second one. What's your third?
My third is Tom Brady will not have an MVP caliber season. And there's really only one reason I'm saying this. There's really only one reason I'm saying this.
Okay.
Because it's got to fucking end at some point.
He's finally gonna get old.
Yes, and this will. If we're here next year doing this, that'll be my number one prediction too.
Shit.
This is it. It's gotta end. I need it to end. I can't do it again. All right? You can't be 38, 39, 40 years old and playing that level.
I'm holding up the number 2.
Number 2.
2 reasons you're wrong.
Okay.
One of those reasons is Rob Gronkowski.
Oh, there's Bill Belichick.
No.
Okay.
Second reason is Martellus Bennett.
Oh, okay. No, and that's, yeah. That's going to be a good addition, obviously. I'm telling you, something has to stop at some point. And that's all I'm getting at again. Yes, they have the team. Yes, they have the coach. Doesn't matter.
I think they still
At some point, you have to just kind of...
I think they still
arm
end up-
isn't there. Something leaves you. And it's never going to leave, apparently, with Tom Brady. So that's got to be my note. And again, that will be for years to come if he keeps doing it.
I think they still end up in the AFC title game. Of
course they
Stupidly. Of course they will. Yeah.
Right.
All right. You ready for mine?
Yeah.
My number 1. This is the greatest prediction I've ever made because it will come true.
I can't wait.
Not only will the Bears beat the Packers in both games next year. What are you laughing at? They won in Green Bay this
You
year.
haven't finished. I know on Favre night. Keep going. I need to hear the end of this.
It was on 5 night.
I know.
They'll beat them by double digits in
85
both
and
games.
Favre night now. Okay.
Double digits in both games.
I mean, do I really even need to discuss this with you?
You can discuss all. Listen, both games are close last year.
Mm-hmm.
Bears won one of the games last year with another terrible, terrible defense. Now they've rotated their defense.
Yep.
All new players. Some of the best linebackers in the game now play for the Chicago Bears.
Sure.
Offense will actually take a step forward because we get Kevin White back and we get a healthy Alshon Jeffrey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Game over. They're going
Game's
to win by
over.
double digits, sweep the Packers.
Shoot the Packers and win by double digits.
Absolutely, man. You know you've only beaten us twice in like 7 years, right?
I do.
Okay. So it's okay. So we're just going to double up next year.
Double up.
We've had some additions and healthy players coming back. What happens when our healthy players come back and Aaron snaps back into normal?
What healthy players are you missing?
Our offensive line was beat up all year. Jordy Nelson is our best option at wide receiver.
Your offensive line came back in the playoffs last year,
I
and
don't
you
know
guys
what
got.
else we need to talk about.
And you guys, a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you,
lost to the number 2 team.
Part of my
in the
prediction
NFC,
for number
but
1
that's
is
a
Jordy
joke,
Nelson
right?
will not be Jordy Nelson this year. He might
That's
be next year. He's not going to be.
and
this year.
okay, and I'm defending why I totally disagree with that. If you want to, you know what, dude? If you want to give them 1, that's fine. If it's by double digits, great. You're not sweeping us next year. You're not. And even if you do,
Mm-hmm.
Bears or Lions will not win the division this year.
I didn't say they'd win the division. I said they're sweeping the Packers.
Well, guess what? The Packers and the Vikings are both going to the playoffs this year. Bears and Lions will not be there with us.
I'll add to that. Packers not only do not win the division, they don't make the playoffs next year.
Oh, wow. That is by far your boldest.
Mm-hmm.
By far.
I'm at in 4th.
I can't wait for football season. I can't wait. Oh my goodness.
I love the smugness of Packer fans.
There's no smugness there. What do you want me to do, man? We won 10 games last year with a very bad year.
Because
In a very bad
I make
year.
that prediction. And your whole attitude is it's not humanly possible for that to happen.
Dude, it's not that it's not humanly possible. It's just that it's not going to happen this year. If you say that 2-3 years from now, I'm okay with it. This run will not last forever, right?
What run are you on? You're not on a run. You didn't even win the division last year. You're not on any run. The Vikings won the division, and you lost in the playoffs. That's all there is to it.
Chris,
there's nothing else to it.
Chris, they won 4 straight divisions. They went 10-6 last year and made the playoffs. They're on a 7-year playoff streak.
So
I don't know what you want from. What is consistency to you, though? What is consistency to you? What is a run to you?
I don't care about consistency.
No, but what is a run to you? Has it been so long that you guys have been on a run? I don't know what you
Patriots have been on
us.
runs. The Steelers have been on runs.
But what makes that? Just you're talking. Wait, you said the Steelers?
Yeah, Steelers won 4 straight Super Bowls.
4 straight Super Bowls?
4 out of 5 Super Bowls.
In the 60s or in the 70s?
That's what runs are, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, so consistency
runs,
to you is...
Runs isn't I make the playoffs and then I fail miserably in the playoffs.
I just can't.
What run? How run is that?
This is going to be tough.
No,
Chris,
seriously,
again,
tell me how great the Packers are.
No, I'm saying consistency to you,
to me,
is Super Bowls or bust. That's it. You have to go
goddamn right it is.
Okay, and I'm telling you that it's different to me. I'm telling you that although I want to win a Super Bowl every year and expect to win a Super Bowl every year, I know that it's not possible to do.
Right.
So I'll take division and NFC championship games and wins. I'll take that.
Okay.
Over mediocrity and over 8-8 and over 6-10.
Fine.
And over never winning divisions.
But what does that
I'll
have to
take
do?
that.
What does that have to do with your attitude of not possible for the Bears to win 2 games against Packers?
It doesn't. We've gotten into this tangent because we're going a different direction.
We got this tangent because of your attitude.
No,
your attitude is that's not possible.
And that offends you, and I don't think it's possible this year.
Right.
I'm sorry that offends you.
No, it doesn't offend me. I think it's hilarious.
Okay,
it's some of the most homer stuff you could ever talk about.
Chris, you need to understand something, bud. Every single year I hear this from Bears fans. Every year.
Have you heard it from me?
You may have said it in a different way now this year with, I think the Packers are not going to make the playoffs, and I think we're going to sweep them. But I hear this every single year. The Bears, this is our year. This is what's going to happen. This is the most homerish shit I've heard. Bullshit. This is what I hear every year.
No. First of all, last year...
You will be disappointed when it doesn't happen this year. And don't come next year and say the same thing.
Last year, I would have been surprised if you'd have told me the Bears were going to beat the Packers. I didn't think we were going to beat the Packers on Friday night in Lambeau. But you know what? Adam Gase made a big difference in that offense.
They
were able... Yeah, but...
He's gone.
The playbook is still there.
Bold prediction, the Bears' offense will not progress this year and will not be better this year.
And
how do you expect to win with just defense? No, it's not. It's because you've lost Adam Gase and you have Jay Cutler at quarterback.
What's wrong with Jay Cutler at quarterback? Just because he's not Aaron Rodgers?
No.
Right, no, that's
you assume that that's what I'm saying.
But you, Packer fans, dog every quarterback that's not Aaron Rodgers.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. One of your predictions was about another quarterback.
Yeah.
2 of your predictions was about another quarterback.
What does that have anything to do with Aaron Rodgers? You're assuming that. Tom Brady, I made it very clear why I picked Tom Brady. It had nothing to do with Aaron. I just said it has to end at some point. I don't know where you... See, this will be fun to do. I say something, you take it as I'm being a Packer homer.
You are a Packer homer.
You say something and I take it the same way,
You're an Aaron Rodgers homer just like every other Packer fan in this league.
Okay.
You think because you have Aaron Rodgers... that everything is peachy keen, but it's not. You don't win. You don't win Super Bowls with him. You can't win any more Super Bowls with him.
And again, you take Super Bowls out of it. There is no talking here. And you're talking about the Packers. You need to start looking that way about the Bears, your team.
I know what the Bears are.
What are they then? They're the team they're gonna be the up and comer in the division this year. I'm just disagreeing with that.
Why wouldn't they be?
I'm just disagreeing with it.
Listen, I didn't say the Bears are going to make the playoffs.
Any other way.
I didn't say the Bears are going to win the Super Bowl. I didn't say any of that.
Right.
None of that have come out of my mouth because I'm not
because you don't have the team to do it. Right.
But I think we have the possibility of a team to beat the Packers.
Okay.
Because I don't think the Packers will be better than they were last year.
Of course, Chris. Of course, it's not impossible. I've never said it's impossible. Again, you're taking it like I'm saying it. There's no physical possible way. Of course it's possible. It's the NFL. Anything can happen.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're admitting it.
Admitting
that it's going to happen.
No, that it's possible to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're there yet. God, this truly does happen every single year. You need to know that. You guys load up on free agents and have this same conversation that something's going to click and turn here. So maybe Maybe it's finally going to happen. Maybe that should be like my Tom Brady. It's finally going to happen. But it's not. I don't think it's going to happen this year.
Okay.
So, good.
All right.
God.
But Aaron Rodgers is going to be MVP this year.
That's right.
With no
Returning
receivers.
to form. Returning to form.
All right. So, next week, it's going to be a decent week because, like you said, I think we have a lot of NBA stuff to come.
Sure.
I'm sure we'll get into some Dwayne Wade stuff next week.
Oh, yeah.
We might have to interject some more talk about Bears Packers because I don't think I've met. I know I've met more delusional fans, but the Aaron Rodgers fellatio contest, you might win that.
You know, it's funny because you wanted to do bold predictions, right? Yeah. And it's a bold prediction.
It is a bold prediction.
Yeah, I'm all on Aaron Rodgers nuts because he's arguably the best quarterback in the league.
He's not the best quarterback in the league.
Arguably the best.
Not arguably. Tom Brady's the best quarterback in the league. You said it 3, 4, 5 weeks ago.
I can't. We should wrap it up.
Okay.
We'll save it for next week.
All right. Folks, thanks for listening. Remember, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Ryan and I apparently are going to continue this conversation next week just for you guys. Thanks for joining us this week. We appreciate you guys following us, listening to us, and have a great rest of the week.
Run them jewels. Oak strong.